Hi guys, welcome to another deck guide. Today I will showcase you another new deck from the expansion. But before that, please subscribe to the channel because 90.1% of viewers are not yet subscribed. Also, I made an updated deck for Thralls and Deep as they receive new support cards in the World Walker expansion. So check out the video here in the link in the description. Today's video is about the Viego Katarina Elise or the Viego Noxus pile. This deck is considered as one of the best decks in the meta so far and I am here to explain why. Viego Noxus is a mid-range deck that has a few hard removals. The deck has Vengeance and a combination of Ping plus Disintegrate that can also remove any unit. Disintegrate is a very powerful card because it can penetrate barrier and tough units. For example, for Pantheon, Disintegrate can easily kill Pantheon unless the Pantheon has Bastion. Or if the Pantheon will be attacking, you'll try to use Disintegrate and Pantheon has quick attack. Disintegrate cannot kill Pantheon because quick attack will not deal damage to opponent. On that note, you have a lot of hard removals, so you have to identify what are the key threats from opponent so that you can reserve your removal for that. Mindlessly jamming removals to opponent unit will cost you the game because on the time that they will drop their real threat, you no longer have the answer or the removal for that threat. So for the champions, I will explain the functions of the three. Viego, it is one of your win conditions. Flipping it will be game ending to opponent because it will be hard for them to stop it unless they commit a hard removal. Elise will be your early game champion. It gives you free spider every time you attack and it is also a fearsome unit. So if you'll be attacking on turn 2 or open attacking on turn 3, most of the time Elise will connect to the opponent's Nexus because there are a very few fearsome blockers in the current meta. Another good thing about Elise is it can block Annie. So if you block Annie, the only thing that can stop it is if Annie uses another ping card to try to deal damage to Elise, or opponent will use Disintegrate, opponent's Annie deck. And if opponent uses Disintegrate, that will be good for you, that will be a good trade for you. You'll take that because opponent will now have one less Disintegrate to answer our real threats. Katarina is a very cute card in the deck. I am very happy to see Katarina in a meta deck because this is the first time wherein Katarina is played in the meta deck. So the first practical application of Katarina is that it gives us a free Blade's Edge. This is a fleeting Blade's Edge, by the way. It would be a good pair to Disintegrate, which will remove any units from opponent as long as you do the card arrangement properly. Okay, so you first cast Blade's Edge and then after that cast Disintegrate so that you can remove any threat from the opponent. And another good thing about Katarina is the level 2 Katarina will be a constant rally threat from opponent, which could only be stopped if opponent will use hard removal for Katarina. And again, if opponent uses hard removal for Katarina, those will be 1 or 2 less hard removal for your real threat, which will be Hydra Vine and Legion Deserter, as well as Viego himself. Now let's talk about the other threats in the deck. Invasive Hydra Vine, it is a very strong follower that enables us to turbo level up our Viego. It summons an encroaching mist every turn, and these mists will be hard to deal with when it grows out of control. Legion Deserter. This is the reason why Viego is now played in the Noxus region. Because of its effect that gains all allied everywhere buffs. Each time you drop Encroaching Mist, it will gain +2/+2. Because the mists will gain +1/+1, and it also gives Viego +1/+1. So every time you summon mist, you'll get +2/+2 as a Legion Deserter. So now let me explain the different strengths and weaknesses of the deck. So now let's start with strength. Number 1, it has a lot of removal. As I have mentioned a while ago, the deck has a lot of removal in the form of Vengeance and Disintegrate plus Ping. So again, I will reiterate that you have to identify what are the key threats to the opponent or their win condition so that you will reserve your removal for that specific threat from opponent. Number 2 strength is it has a lot of strong units that the opponent needs to answer. So even if opponent could remove some of your units, let's say for example, they try to remove your Viego, you have 3 copies of Viego in the deck. So if they remove 1, you still have 2. And also, Viego is not the only threat in the deck. You also have Legion Deserter and Invasive Hydravine. So you just have to play around on what you can trade to your opponent's card. And the good thing about this deck is it has a lot of strong cards, strong units that could be the potential game-ending card from the opponent. Okay? Even if your opponent removes some of your units that are very strong, you still have copies left on your deck. Okay? Number 3, it has a lot of draws. So you have Glimpse Beyond, it draws 2 cards, and Spirit Leech draws two more cards, and that could give you cards that you need on specific situation. Also, if your opponent tries to remove your units, you can use Glimpse Beyond to interact with that, and that will be a positive trade on your part. And number 4, it has a decent amount of healing in the form of Undergrowth and Vile Feast. So the deck has some forms of healing in the form of Vile Feast and Undergrowth, and if your opponent will try to if your opponent will try to deal burn damage to you, you can surprise them with your healing with Vile Feast and Undergrowth. And also, this healing, the Vile Feast and Undergrowth, you have to play it lastly. So you have to make sure that when you play this, opponent cannot interact with that, so that you'll get the healing. For the weakness of the deck, the number 1 weakness of the deck is it is hard to deal with Fizz. So our removals are quite expensive and sometimes requires a combination of cards. But Fizz will just use any cheap cards to stop our removal. So it will be a hard matchup for us if we face up against a Fizz deck. Number 2, it falls to decks that has board wipe hard removals like Ruination or Bird in Ice. So we don't have any deny cards unlike before when Viego is played in Shurima region. So we don't have any answers if opponent decides to clear our board with Bird in Ice or Disintegrate or any form of board wipe removals. Number 3, Serat obliterates unit and prevents our Viego from leveling up. So if you'll be facing up against Mono Shurima, you have to consider or you have to try flipping Viego before they drop the level 2 Serat, because if you level up, if you try to level up Viego when Serat is already on the field, it will be hard for you because you need to remove Serat, and the only thing that you can do is you have to remove Serat, because if not, every time you destroy every time your unit is destroyed, it is obliterated and it will not add to the level up condition of Viego. And number 4, you have to play around Quicksand, because Quicksand removes our winning keywords. So when I say winning keywords, these keywords are Overwhelm and Fearsome. So if opponent will remove your winning keywords in the form of Fearsome and Overwhelm, you just have to make sure that you'll look for other ways to deal damage to opponent. So for Mulligan, in any matchups, look for Elise and House Spider because it will be a good early unit for attacking and blocking. For aggressive matchup, look for Elise, House Spider, Vile Feast, and Undergrowth to stabilize in the early game. For mid-range matchup, you can look for the same cards, and if you already have them and you get Vengeance, you can keep it to have answer to important unit from opponent. For control matchup, you can hard mulligan for Viego because flipping Viego will be your win condition. Having early units is not that significant in the matchup because your opponent will not going to attack anyway. But if you get Elise, you keep it. And Katarina, because these two champions can put pressure to opponent. So how are we going to play the deck? These are the different stages on how you'll play the deck from early game to late game. So for early game, the ideal is attacking with Elise and potentially flipping the Elise. It is not impossible to do this in the deck because we have Vile Feast and House Spider. We also have the Elise spell, which is called Crawling Sensation. So you have the chance to ideally flip Elise in the early game. So for mid game, dropping Viego and starting to destroy your units will be a good start for the Viego level 2 game plan. Remember that every time you summon a mist, your Legion Deserter gets +2/+2. Okay? So start working on trying to increase the attack of your encroaching mist by constantly destroying units every turn. Okay, so for late game, either dropping Invasive Hydra Vine or Legion Deserter will be game winning. Invasive Hydra Vine increases the chances of flipping Viego into level 2. While Legion Deserter, when you drop Legion Deserter in the late game, it has the potential to have very, very strong stats, and also Legion Deserter is an overwhelm. So one attack with Legion Deserter can potentially be a lot of damage, wherein you can just close out the game by dealing more damage, or if that is not yet enough, you can close the game by going face with Atrocity. Okay, so now let's enumerate all the potential win conditions of the deck. So number 1, it is flipping Viego. Again, flipping Viego is a win condition because it will be hard for the opponent to interact with that. The only thing that they can do is remove Viego himself by hard removals. Number 2 win condition is using Atrocity to target Legion Deserter, Viego, or even Invasive Hydra Vine. So these units, potentially, when you use the Atrocity, these units have enough stats to kill the opponent's face. Number 3 is battle damage. Battle damage can sometimes be enough to kill opponent. Overwhelm deals damage, and in few cases, your fearsome units like Viego and Invasive Hydra Vine can connect to the Noxus. And we also have Rally from Katarina to add more damage. To showcase you how the deck works, I have example gameplay. We are currently in Diamond rank alongside all the former masters in the previous season. Lurk? I think we can keep everything if it is Lurk. Or we have to look for the House Spider and Arachnid Sentry. The Spider pile will be useful against this Lurk, guys. Spirit Leech. Ferocity. This is a very slow hand. It's not looking good. Vengeance.
I know what lurks in the shadows.
Okay, we can open attack.
We could use a bite.
We'll glimpse this one. To get the potential House Spider.
You dare!
House Spider. Just need some House Spider. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Pass. Then Vengeance 1. I think I should have misplay. Another Plunder misplay. Let's look for House Spiders. Looks like opponent has Bone Skewer.
So young.
He will not use it. This hand is so unplayable.
Seen plenty of killing, never gets old.
I don't even have Vile Fist. Okay.
Don't interrupt me.
Okay, GG. This is so unplayable.
Tell my story.
Juicy. Decent hand, but opponent has removal, so Viego is not guaranteed. Okay. Drop the House Spider. Okay, let's just pass. Sentry for S in case. Time trick. That's very interesting, but I think that's not that good in the deck. 2 mana do nothing. No any effect, no Ezreal trigger, nothing. Okay, let's attack. Let's drop the Kamaboran soldier. Station, Archivist. That's a lot of spells.
I think we have something on that case.
Let's pass. Let's see what spell he uses. Stick shot. Glimpse that. Vengeance. Vengeance is for S. Let's attack with this one. This is free attack. Okay. Next turn, if he drops SLF, you can Vengeance. We will reserve this Vengeance for SLF.
Time for a true display of skill.
Time for a true display of skill.
No way!
Just as I suspected.
Okay, block, take 2. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
If it's a people problem, I'm your man.
I can take 5, but I think that's dangerous.
Let's get moving.
Okay. If I do this, we're at 70. If I do this, I'll take this one down to 70.
Brakes!
Round 6. Let's drop Kamaboran Soldier. Plus, just Kamaboran Soldier. And then attack with the Encroaching Mist. Annie.
It's time.
Now let's drop the Elise.
I pull the strings.
And then we'll attack with the Encroaching Mist. Shocking Blast. Let's glimpse this one. Okay.
So young.
So we'll attack with the Encroaching Mist. Our next turn, opponent will open attack. I will take 5 damage. We'll drop the Hydra Vine.
A another clue.
Mystic shot. Okay. Let's drop the invasive Hydravine. Encroaching Mist can block Annie. And then I'll take everything. Or I'll block the Station Archivist. I'll probably block the Station
Don't
Archivist.
crack this yet.
We have more invasive Hydravines in case he goes for the removal. And the more removals he commits, the less answer he'll have when I drop my Viego. So I think this is fine. The problem is we don't have any Disintegrate. I forgot about Disintegrate. Disintegrate and Mystic Shot. Okay. At least invasive Hydravine will trade with the Station Archivist. So we'll drop another invasive Hydravine. This is fearsome. So in order to remove it, he needs to commit 2 cards at least. And then he will no longer have mana to drop the Ezreal for now. Wow, that's very good. Okay, let's attack with this one. That's very good for him. We can block the Hydravine with our Encroaching Mist. If he drops Ezreal, we have Arachnoid plus Ravenous Block for that. Opponent will eventually run out of
First the smoke, then the fire, then the timbers!
papers. Opponent will eventually run out of cards. Resolve. Let's go ahead and drop the Viego.
She waits for me beyond the mist.
My queen. If it's Ezreal, we still have mana to heal Ezreal.
Look, Timbers, it's Noxus.
See? Okay, let's pass. Can still pass.
Oh, I wanna play!
Okay, we'll block the invasive Hydravine.
I will not be made to wait.
Okay.
Are you ready, Timbers?
Okay, block. Block. Down to 8. Okay. We're down to 8.
Surrender to me.
Viego is 5. Eleven. Okay, let's try Arachnoid Sentry. This one. Legion Deserter. So if he drops T-Burst, Viego will flip, depending on the target. I think this is a misplay. Okay. Viego, I think, will flip. Let's see. Oh, not yet. $18. We can drop the Legion Deserter.
Every Skyrim memento I've earned.
So he needs to choose what units he'll remove. Is it the Legion Deserter or the Viego? We'll attack with the 8/8s. We can flip Viego. Okay. Let's attack with this.
I'll spin you a story.
Black, black. Okay. He needs to decide what cards he'll remove. Legion Deserter. Okay, what cards will he remove? Ah, no, 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 no. GG. No, 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 no. GG.
I will take back what is mine. All of it.
Nian. Okay, we got the Scorch Earth. Auto keep against this one. Vengeance is for Talia, but we can look for other unit. We can look for other cards. Okay, we got another Vengeance. Games. Okay. Thralls, turn 1. Sentry for stunning a unit. Oh. We can Vile plus Glimpse Beyond form. Okay. Elise. We can keep the Elise here.
I know what lurks in the shadows.
Okay, this is open attack.
You won't suffer long.
I think he'll pass. He'll pass. Okay. So we can drop Kamaboran Soldier. Because he will not go for the countdown twice. Doesn't have mana for that. I think he'll Talia here.
I will bury the world in ice.
Lissandra. Okay, we have a 7-6 Legion Deserter.
Killing never gets old.
This could be a blocker for it. Okay. Okay. We can remove it with a Scorch
Do
Grid.
as I command. Ages pass, but I am eternal. Embrace the cold.
Viego. We can drop Viego here.
The whole world will know my anguish.
If he goes for Bird in Ice, we can Scorch Earth Vengeance next turn. Okay, let's just pass. Okay. How many mana do we have? Okay, let's glimpse that.
You will serve.
Viego.
Kill.
Vengeance. Black,
You cannot stop me.
black. Down to 11. Okay, we don't have a choice. Or what? Thralls is giga strong. Ah,
Surrender to me. Free.
yun naman. Another Thralls. Early Thralls, turn 1. Grab ladies.
I pull the strings.
Okay. Open.
I will bury the world in ice. Relent.
I think I should have attacked with the Elise. Another misplay. Elise is... Lysandra is not yet a fearsome blocker. He has a lot of Thralls for his first 3 turns. This could be a problem. Trap the Viego.
She waits for me beyond the mist, my queen.
We can try to focus our energy on flipping Viego. But opponent could easily have a turbo Thralls on the field. Okay, I think he'll get his first one. Okay, that's the first one. Glimpse this one. Glimpse this one.
Surrender to me.
Okay. Oh. I think I misplayed. I gave him a board space. I gave him a board space. That's a misplay. Opponent gladly blocks. Okay.
I command you.
7 out of 20.
Seen plenty of killing, never gets old.
Atrocity. Let's try open attack.
Seen it all.
Like this.
You won't.
Let's try this one, open attack.
Foolish child.
It's down to 11.
So young.
Okay. $15. Resolve. Let's go for a Vile to get a 5/5 blocker.
A tribute to the Spider God.
Okay. How many?
More than mortal. I am Iceborn.
How many Thralls does he have? Does he have? 3. Okay. Okay. Black. Black.
You cannot stop
Black.
me.
Black.
What's your hurry?
Okay. We're down to 9. If he uses the Lysandra spell, we can Atrocity. Okay. So we'll take control of these Thralls next turn. I think we can drop one Legion Deserter for this turn.
Star and memento I've earned.
Oh. Okay.
He's on.
Let's go ahead and remove this Lysandra. Okay, let's drop the Legion Deserter.
Seen plenty of killing. Never gets old.
We can attack with
Buy
this.
me a brew. Kill.
Down to 4. Thralls. Okay, let's open with Atrocity. We have another Atrocity. Okay. In case he counters.
Let's put these rocks into motion. They are my people, and I am theirs.
Okay, he'll probably open attack. Let's go for Atrocity.
Like threading a needle. Some rocks just won't sit still.
Okay. Black.
I'll eat your eyes.
Black.
Don't interrupt me. What are you staring at? I'll eat your eyes.
Okay, Atrocity. The final card. Okay. GG.